Now, after the topic of whether the given value is nothing but the zeros of the polynomial or not, let me ask you a question, that whether or not you can able to find the zero of a polynomial, or in a simple way, how to find a zero of a polynomial if it is not given to you. Now, let's just talk about how we can able to find the zero of a polynomial if the value is not given to us. So, let us suppose we are talking about finding out the polynomial of a linear function. So let us suppose we have if px is equal to ax plus b, as a naught is equal to 0, be any linear polynomial. So let us suppose we are having px is equal to ax plus b as nothing but a linear polynomial over which there exists a condition that a cannot be is equal to 0. So in order to find the zero of a polynomial, you have to substitute p of x as nothing but is equal to 0. So always remember, for the polynomial function px is equal to ax plus b type of, you always have to substitute or put px as nothing but is equal to 0. So after letting px as is equal to 0, substitute the value of px as ax plus b is equal to 0. So it means ax is nothing but is equal to minus of b. Now find out the value of x. The value of x is nothing but minus of b by a, which is nothing but called as the only zero of this particular linear polynomial. So in order to find the zero of a polynomial, you always have to substitute or suppose that the polynomial function px is nothing but is equal to 0. After putting px as nothing but is equal to 0, let's just find out the value of the x, just like we did over here, as x is minus b by a. This value at the end is nothing but called as the zero of the given polynomial function p of x. Now let's just talk about a problem and let's just try out how we can find out the zero of a polynomial. So the question number 1 says find the zero of the polynomial for the two given functions. So let us suppose I'm starting with the very first function, p of x is equal to x plus 5. So we have to find the zero of this polynomial. So let us suppose I'm starting the solution as substituting p of x as nothing but is equal to 0. So let p of x is nothing but is equal to 0. So p of x is already given to us and it is nothing but, let us suppose I am taking it as equation number 1. So as it is given that p of x is equal to x plus 5. So in place of this p of x, we can write x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the value of x at the end is nothing but definitely called as the zero of the polynomial. So let us suppose we are transposing plus of 5 toward the other side. So it would be like x is equal to minus of 5. So this is nothing but the zero of the polynomial. But we can also verify whether or not this is the correct answer that we are getting. So let us suppose we wanted to check the answer. So we have to substitute this particular value in the function again. And if it will satisfy the definition of the zero of the polynomial, then definitely this answer is correct. So let us suppose we are checking our answer. So we are just checking. So let us suppose substitute x is equal to minus 5 in the equation number 1. So as we know that p of x, in place of x we have to substitute minus of 5. So p of minus of 5 is nothing but is equal to, in place of x we have to substitute minus of 5. Minus of 5 plus of 5 minus 5 plus 5 is nothing but 0. So p of minus of 5 is nothing but is equal to 0. So at the end it is satisfying the condition or the definition of the zeros of the polynomial. It means that our answer is correct and x is equal to minus 5 is nothing but called as the zero of the polynomial. So in this way you can find the zero of any particular polynomial. So let us suppose we are talking about the second part, and the second part is px as 2x plus plus of 5. Again, if suppose p of x is nothing but is equal to 0. So px is 2x plus 5. It means 2x plus 5 is nothing but is equal to 0. Let's just find out the value of the x. So transpose plus of 5 towards the other side. So it would be like 2x is equal to minus of 5. Now transpose 2 again towards the other side. It would be like x is equal to minus of 5 by 2. So at the end, what we are getting the value of x as minus of 5 by 2. Now again, we have to check whether the solution that we are getting is correct or not. So substitute x is equal to minus 5 by 2 in the polynomial function again. So let us suppose we are checking the answer. So let us suppose substitute x as minus 5 by 2 in the given polynomial function. So the polynomial function is 2x plus 5. Let's just substitute x is minus 5 by 2 in this function. So it is 2. In place of x, we can write minus 5 by 2 plus of 5. So 2 and 2 get cancelled with each other. We are getting the answer as minus of 5 plus of 5, minus 5 plus 5 is 0. So p of minus 5 by 2 is nothing but is equal to 0. So hence, at the end again, it is satisfying the definition of the 0 of the polynomial. It means that this is nothing but a correct answer, that is x is equal to minus 5 by 2 is nothing but the 0 of the polynomial. Now let's just see further parts in which we can similarly find out the 0 of the polynomials.